right.
All right. What is up, guys? This is an emergency episode of the Fantasy Sports Soccer Breakdown, and we are with the one and only Parlor Boss. So, Bill, I'm officially calling this episode "Holy Shit!" Bill won 33,000 in Bundesliga showdown.
Yeah, man.
How you feeling, Bill?
I'm feeling real good, dude. It's been a fantastic day. I got lucky, but I worked for it.
Well, hold on, you better get lucky after 33K. I'm teasing.
Yeah, right. No, let's to be determined. We'll see. But yeah, man, it was I listened to your preview either last night or this morning. I listened to it a couple times and made sure.
Wasn't last night because I was up at 6 a.m. grinding Musa Diaby.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So yeah, whenever it was, I certainly listened to it a few times, and I think I knew Leverkusen pretty well from seeing them on the European slates.
Well,
but
I mean, it's kind of like I previewed, but I'm glad that you took it. Like Leverkusen is, they're like the most tilting team in terms of DFS because nobody really has a great floor, but they can their style. They can just score so many goals, and I think we saw that after what was like 20 minutes, nothing's happening. And that was partly because the OptiFeed was broken. Don't let anybody else do it.
I noticed that because I was on I had to take a work call. And so I'm sitting up in the office and I'm, just trying to get off this work call because I'm like, I got to go down to this game. I got 150 lineups. And I'm clicking on like the desktop, Draftkings and like, it's all the same. Everyone's got like 0.09 points, and I'm like, God, what's going on? And I got down to watch, and it was 0-0. So I was like, all right.
Personally, I was really upset when the OptiFeed works because I was in first for like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and that was about the closest I got.
Isn't that it's fun when you're like up there early? It's not gonna last most of the time, but even like NASCAR yesterday, like somehow I was in like third at one point, and I was like, "This is fucking awesome." Like, I don't know shit about NASCAR.
And then you're like, "Oh wait, that was because everybody else was in the pit except for my guys."
Exactly. It changed every time there was. That's a fun sweat though, man. When there's no sports going on, and I was never a NASCAR guy. I also said in our last time on here, I was never going to be an esports guy, and I just bled money to esports the month of April.
I'll tell you what, and this is a shameless plug, but so I have not been esports for like the whole time, and my co-owner Chris Rich and Eddie did a Call of Duty one, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, I actually kind of understand some strategy, and he's been doing all sorts of good stuff, and I actually kind of understand what's going on until I watch it.
Oh, I can't try to watch it.
Yeah, I've had about a minute on, and now I'm just like, maybe I'll put one in. All right, this is the people here are here to talk about how the hell you won 33,000. So first off, how the start of winning 33,000 is not having enough time to edit all 150 lineups. Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, it was probably a bad idea to do it, but once I'll fully admit once soccer came back. I had withdrawn everything, I had and fucked around with esports for a couple of months, but DK was like, had that 20%. So I'm like, all right, I'll put 2,500 back in and, let's try to do something. So
that was an awesome deal to show their investors that they had cash.
Yeah. Well, hey, I bought a lot of DK stock last month too. So I'm excited about it, but yeah, man, trying to build. I don't know. Our showdowns they used to be what 7 or 14 or 28 or 35, and maybe a couple times in the Australian slates or the Mexican slates when they were the only thing going. They started to get really big, and it's hard. It's you kind of have to. I kind of go into a zone and just. You're not thinking. You have to have be armed with the information from like your pod and know what your general strategy is. But that's just the clicking. To do 150 in 60 minutes and lineups came out late today.
Yep.
Sofa was all fucked up. I'm sorry, I'm swearing on here.
No, we're good.
they had a backup goalie in the striker spot for like.
That was supposed to be our secret, is what I said in Discord. But
yeah, but then it's like you're like, wait, am I missing something? Like, is
hold on, is this you actually? I don't think we're playing soccer at this time, but it was probably 3 years ago in Euro qualifications. I don't remember the country, but there's a guy that plays center back for his club, but he plays striker for his country. And he was like 2,600. He scored 3 goals.
That's awesome.
And he was defender. And most people caught on it, but if you didn't catch on it, because they were like a -900 fever, and literally the striker was 2,600 defender. It was probably one of the better DFS days ever. All right, so we're gonna jump right into Bill's line. Yeah. I told you that it wasn't gonna be too long, and we've already talked even before this. So we're gonna jump into the lineup. I will just say this: if you guys want to reach out, just hit up PB on the comments on Twitter or even on like YouTube. We'll try to answer everything we can, but he's being very gracious at this time. So let's jump. Or
the Discord chat too, if you're in there.
Yeah, man.
Or I'll always answer a private DM and enjoy.
You do sometimes too much.
Probably.
All right. Let's break down Bill's showdown lineup that he accidentally or purposely, depending on what story he's telling you, put in twice. But let's talk about just kind of the thinking and how you came up. Because let me just say this, and this is not to like take a shot at the lineup at all. This lineup is not that crazy, man.
It's not that crazy, but it's also it's not like no one should like want to build this lineup. It's like,
well, hold on.
Well, I don't know.
I'm going to disagree with that. Hold on. So let me give my take on it. Okay. As the true tout and professional here.
That's right. I'm an amateur.
And then you tell me. So you have Demirbay at captain, who obviously was a great cash play. Was going to be on the majority of sets. I wasn't like hugely high on him with Amiri in, just because I thought it was going to just kind of take away. And then personally, I played a lot more Amiri than Demirbay, just because Amiri was playing a little more forward attacking.
He was a little bit cheaper too, right? I think
200, which in one of my when a couple of my lines made a big difference. But let's be real, he's 58% owned, right? So it wasn't like this secret. And then Diaby, who I broke down early in the day, has been insanely good in 2020. They just really given him a lot of like freedom out on the left, and he definitely came through with 2 assists. So again, 45.6 owns. So 2 guys that there's no surprises. Kai Havertz, who was coverable and everything. Like, I broke down one of the best players under. I think I said top 3 young guy in the world. Scored the first 2 goals. 75% owned. So right away, no surprises there, right? Nope. And they were. I'm guessing that they were like 3 of your building blocks.
As I think I explained the last time, my usual method on honestly like this, where there's a pretty big favorite, is just to try to build as many variations of the attackers in the captain spot, different attackers correlating with other guys, and then kind of just seeing who fits at the end. And it's just like I said, you're kind of not thinking, or I'm kind of not thinking once I'm actually in the building mode. It's really just a process of trying to cover as many outcomes as possible with as many different lineups. But yeah, those were the 3 guys that I think I had some Arangis at captain too, just to take a shot. And the one guy wasn't on the slate, right?
The kid on the right wing, the 17-year-old. Yeah, but I don't think he did anything anyways. But which is probably a safety, because I probably would have had a lot.
So usually I would maybe get wing backs in the captain spot too, and try to rotate all of that. But I think listening to your pod, I realized that they're. I know a little bit about Leverkusen, but I haven't watched them a ton.
There's no cost. But the one kid, the Weiser, did show up with a goal, which
that's right.
I think this is actually a really good. But like he did nothing outside of the goal.
Yeah, he's a good player, but I mean that was perfect ball. He was unmarked, like Havertz's both headers too.
Yeah, I mean you know, it's a lot easier when the other team isn't playing defending set pieces.
Exactly.
But so Bittencourt, you know, I think 38.1%. He was probably a little under-owned, splitting the sets with Rashika. I just think a lot of people prioritize Rashika to him.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the main decisions in building. You know, I knew I wanted mainly Leverkusen, and I knew I wanted one of those two guys, and Rashika just didn't let you get quite as much because he was more expensive. And, you know, as it turns out, Bittencourt, I think, was on more of the sets or almost all the sets, right?
Yeah, and I mean, you know, for what sets there were, like anything, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes we all get that, you know, me more guilty of we go, oh, he's on sets, I gotta have him, and it's like, okay, he got 3 corners, like, congratulations.
I mean, 6 crosses for Bittencourt, though. I definitely, you know, I watched the second half of the first half and all the second half, and you know, he got some balls in, and you know, I guess he obviously had the assist on Selasi's goal too.
So this is actually the play I think, and if you don't know the answer, this is fine. But he was 4,400. So their striker was actually 4,400 too. So first off, I'm assuming that you probably have this exact same line if I go down more with the striker in that spot.
Oh, definitely. Okay. I think, you know, one of the things was, you know, whatever Leverkusen guy I want to captain and 2 other attackers, kind of like you said in your preview. And then I wanted either one of Bittencourt or
Rashika.
I forget. Yeah, exactly. And then it's kind of like, all right, I'm going to go down to the bottom and throw this 3,000 dude in there who is a center back, and then just fill in everyone else in between and, you know, try to get lucky.
Yeah,
so.
I still actually can't get over his ownership. Just he was the cheapest player on the slate in and got 3%. Like normally these 3K guys, you know, normally you see like a guy like 3,600 won't be that owned because there's no big difference between him and the dude that's 3K.
There were a couple. There was a 3,200 guy who was playing midfield for them.
But he was like a fault. Like I personally thought, and I think I drew it. I drew a line backward on him because I still thought like when they were out of possession, he was still going to be like a center back, and then in possession, you know, like a deep lying number 6 at best. But like
and he was the guy in that other line that ended up in 4th. He was instead of Veljkovic or whatever.
Barg Fadi. That was the guy with the picture that looks quite fat.
Okay. And all right, we're talking about a different guy then. But
no, there was a center back guy that he's played when they play wing backs. He was playing you know, if you look at the sofa, he was center mid. But I mean, again though, like you're not like trying to think of the right term. When you're making lineups, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like you're not going, oh my God, this guy's like so much better than the other one. It's literally just fit and differentiation when you're doing that many dang lineups.
It is, man. It is. It's because, you know, you and I talk about it all the time, or you talk about it. It's weird lineups take down GPPs usually, you know, not, I don't know. Weird's a relative term and what does it mean? But like, you know, you need to have a unique lineup if you want to, you know, not chop it with a bunch of other people. And soccer with captain and, you know, kind of unknown teams, not that these are unknown teams, but a lot of the people playing
newer teams to the DFS community.
I mean, shit, I knew, you know, Sargent plays for Bremen, and I knew a couple of the other guys, but I didn't know much about him at all, man. And
it was actually a shame that he didn't start. That would have taken like literally like 25-30% of just terrible ownership.
Yeah, I would have had a bunch of them. I know that much.
I think I might have min cashed more than I did if he was in with my fade in.
I still like him, like, you know, just generally as a because I'm a U.S. soccer fan. But
well, of course, but it's just like, you know, anything when all of a sudden there's going to be some homer bias. That's the time where, you know, sharper guys can take advantage of bias.
Absolutely.
Until he scores a brace, and then we all get destroyed.
Yep.
No, so I mean, I guess like this, my biggest point with this was, you know, I don't think like there's anything crazy about this lineup, but you know, it just shows, you know, you make a point that, you know, sometimes it's crazy that takes down GPPs, and sometimes it's not crazy that takes down GPP. And it's just what the slate gives you. Which I think that's what you did here, to be honest with you, man. I think this is just like a build that makes a ton of sense. Like you could actually make an argument this could be a cash build too.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, Selassie for a outside back or whatever we call them, fullbacks, you know, for 4,400. Yeah. You know, he obviously was involved.
Yeah, I mean, and
goal helps.
I mean, it's just in showdowns. Like, think about this. Like, if we take the names away, set taker from the biggest favorite, winger, stud player from the biggest favorite.
Yep.
Set taking player on the other team, fullback on the cheap fullback on the other team, cheapest player on the site. Like, we see those constructions all the time.
So it's a basic formula that you know I use every slate. You know, and a lot of other people do too.
And the cool thing is we never even see like $27,000 like total prize pools, much less that getting to go to number one. So, dude, like, I'm gonna end on this. Congratulations.
Thank you,
you are truly the parlor boss.
Thank you, my friend.
Absolutely. I do appreciate you taking some of your night out to celebrate a little bit with us. I don't know if we celebrated enough, but
I've been drinking for a while. I'm still celebrating. But hey, man, you guys, you know, if I can offer a plug for what you do, it's you know, you guys are fantastic across a lot of the sports. As you mentioned, Chris has done a great job with esports, and you know, he's a hockey guy, and I know you're a basketball guy, and you have guys grinding out the Korea 5:30 a.m. You know, Fantasy Sports Insight is a great place to learn how to play, really.
All right. That's what I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And
that's where I learned, and
Yeah, and I hope everybody's enjoying. We're definitely taking a focus on more and more video and pods to try to reach people a little bit easier. So I hope everybody's enjoying it. Hey, Bill, I look forward to having you on again, maybe on Friday when you do another TD.
I think someone else has the turn on Friday. Maybe you or someone else in our chat.
Hey man, last time you got on a little bit of run, so let's see how
that was fun. That was fun, man. I'd love to see some of the other boys in our chat get one. You know, that would make me happy too. So
well, hey, let's get it. And thank you guys all so much for watching. Bill, once again, appreciate it. Enjoy your night. All right, buddy.
Always, Keith. Good to be with you, man. See you
later. Bye.
Bye.